SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Toyota Brookhaven services all makes and models. That could be why we were voted best service department the past 2 years. Come see why. Exit 40 Brookhaven or online at ToyotaBrookhaven.com. Great service, great savings. At Toyota Brookhaven, we deliver.
It's time to talk about dogs.
Bulldogs have won it.
Talkin Dawgs, that is, with Robbie Faulk, right here on SuperTalk 100.9.
This is Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9 of the Golden Triangle, bringing you Mississippi State sports talk each and every week on Wednesday mornings, 9 to 10 a.m. Thank you, folks, for joining me once again on this beautiful Wednesday morning. It's been cold the last few days. A little cold snap come in. Thank the good Lord we're getting right back to warm temperatures here on the back part of the week, and I'm going to help take you there. This is Hump Day, and this is another episode of Talkin Dawgs. We got a lot of Mississippi State sports to get to today. Spring practices here. They were out on the fields on Tuesday morning for the first practice of the spring. It was a little brisk out there. I'm not going to lie. It was windy. It was about 35 degrees. But, hey, having football back, you can't really complain, and we were excited to get out there and get a chance to watch a little bit of spring practice. I'm going to talk about that whenever we start rolling along in the show. We're going to hear from Jeff Lebby going into his third season as the head coach at Mississippi State. He's trying to turn things around here. No doubt they improved in 2025 under Jeff Lebby, but it wasn't quite what it could have been. A lot of opportunities left out there for Mississippi State. Of course, only one SEC win. So there's still a lot for Jeff Lebby to prove, and folks, he's quite literally on the hot seat for Mississippi State. He's got to win this season. He's got to get this team back to a bowl game, and not with the APR points. He's got to get them there the old-fashioned way, 6+ wins. It's going to be another tough schedule, but Jeff Lebby's got to get it done. Hey, I'll give you a sneak peek. He is excited about this team. He's really excited about the roster. He thinks that things are in a really good spot right now. He's got a lot of guys returning, some of them for their third year in his system. He's got an exciting young quarterback in Kamario Taylor. He feels that he's upgraded at a lot of positions. We're going to discuss that as we get into this show. But the pressure is on. You know, and he's got a new defensive coordinator in Zach Arnett, who's returned back to Mississippi State. Several new pieces on the staff. So really excited for you guys to hear from him in the next segment. We also got some baseball. Mississippi State started SEC play, the first SEC series for Brian O'Connor, and the Bulldogs weren't able to come out with a series win. I thought there were plenty of opportunities for O'Connor's team to get out there and go steal one from Arkansas. Not even steal it. They could have gone out there and taken care of business the right way. They just couldn't get the job done. That's been an Arkansas program that has absolutely dominated Mississippi State over the years. You look back, dating back to 2007, that was the last time Mississippi State beat Arkansas in Fayetteville. The last time they won a series was in 2018. Did the Bulldogs, when they knocked off Arkansas, I believe was number one in the country at the time in 18, and they swept them in a wild weekend. You know, you don't have the weekend that you had against Arkansas back in 2018. You probably don't go to the regionals, and you certainly don't make it to Omaha that year. So that was one of the series, that one, and also a top 10 series win, a sweep over Florida. I mean, those two series, sweeping those teams, got Mississippi State into postseason. They definitely got them in the SEC tournament that year. But since that 2018 season, Mississippi State just has not found success against Arkansas, and it did not come for the Bulldogs over the weekend either. So we'll talk about what happened in that series. We'll talk about, you know, what Mississippi State has to do to reach its potential, because it's not anywhere close to reaching its potential at this point. Brian O'Connor has talked about those things as well, and we will gladly talk that over as the show goes on. But first, we're going to take a quick commercial break. First commercial break of the morning here on Talkin Dawgs. Really excited about the show that we have ahead. A ton of Mississippi State sports talk. We've kind of moved on from basketball. We will get back into it when the transfer portal heats up for Mississippi State, Chris Jans and Sam Purcell. But today is all football and all baseball. Spring is springing. Or is it sprung? I don't know. We've been stuck in the 30s I think we're finally moving past that. I hope. We're officially in spring, folks, but we're really excited about that. More Talkin Dawgs coming your way here on Super Talk. Really excited for the show today. Make sure you stay locked in right here on 100.9, wherever you get your podcast. This is Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk. We'll be right back, folks.
At Bank Oklahoma, consistency isn't just something we strive for. It's our way of doing business. Whether you're in Oklahoma or Houston, Manatee or Bruce, Tupelo or Aberdeen, you'll always find friendly faces, helpful service, and hometown values. One bank, multiple communities. Consistently here for you. Find the branch nearest you at bankoklahoma.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for quality and convenience? Matheson Hardware and Building Supply has you covered. We deliver lumber, roofing, doors, windows, and more straight to your job site. And check out our full line of Milwaukee battery-powered tools, plus plumbing, electrical, and Valspar paints for every project. And now we're your local source for guns, ammo, and so much more. For over 100 years, Matheson Hardware has been built on a legacy of customer service you can trust. Go find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or call them today at 662-263-4583.
Power up your convenience with the 4County mobile app. Managing your electric account has never been easier. With our free mobile app, you can view your bill, balance, and account details, report outages, track restoration progress, and make secure payments online. Stay informed by scheduling alerts and reminders for important account updates. Whether you're at home or on the go, the 4County app puts control in your hands. Download the app today and experience the power of convenience.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
At the Citizens Bank, we're showing off our baby bump. But it's our customers who can expect a bundle of joy. That's because Sprout Savings now offers new parents an opening deposit bonus of $250 for your newborn through age 6 months. We may be biased, but we think this baby savings bump will turn out to be really smart.
See a nice round bump in your Sprout savings from the Citizens Bank in your corner. Member FDIC. Terms apply. Limited time offer.
You're listening to Talkin Dawgs on Super Talk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk back here on Super Talk 100.9. I want to remind you guys, too, make sure you are locked in on your podcast app. Are you downloading this each and every week on your podcast app? Well, you just go find it wherever you get podcasts, Apple or I don't even know what's out there now, Spotify, I guess. Anywhere you get your podcast, you can listen to this every single week. This will go up after the show is finished. I think this week Sebastian's going to be out on Wednesday, so we might get it up on Thursday. But you can also listen to it on YouTube. You can listen to it on your SuperTalk app or supertalk.fm, wherever it is. Thank you, folks, for supporting this show. Thank you to Jess Brantley at Alpha Insurance for his support every single week here on the show. And Jess, like I always say, he has been there from the start, loyal. He's a loyal guy. He's loyal in his business. He's loyal to his customers. He's going to do whatever it takes to make sure that you are taken care of. And that's the Alpha way. That's what they do. I'm an Alpha client. I have homeowners insurance and car insurance with them. I've wrecked my truck. I've hit deer. I've had property damage. They are going to take care of you at the drop of a hat. I mean, Jess is going to be there for you. So call him at 662-494-4142, or you can go see him over there in West Point, South 4th Street, just off of Highway 45 in West Point. Jess will take care of you, and I can promise you he's going to help save you some money as well. So go check him out today over at Alpha Insurance in West Point. So Mississippi State started spring practice on Tuesday. The Bulldogs were out there for it was about 2 hours. They were out on the field about 2 hours, 15 minutes. So I got a chance to see the first 5 periods of practice, and we saw some new faces. We saw some old faces. We saw Zach Arnett and Matt Brock out there again. Jet Johnson was out there running around with the guys as well, so it was good to see those guys out there. But I was really curious what Jeff Lebby's thoughts were on the first day of spring practice. Got the team back in a team meeting aspect on Monday, so that was the first time that the team was kind of all together ahead of spring. They've been going through winter workouts. But he was really impressed with how they've attacked the winter workouts and also the start of spring. A lot of new faces out there as well. Let's go to Jeff Lebby. I have about half of that interview that we talked to. He really digs in on the offensive line, his leadership, Kamario Taylor, the new coaches, all of that. So here's Jeff Lebby talking about the first day of spring practice as the Bulldogs are out on the field.
Spring practice, so how do you think the first day was?
I did. I liked our guys' energy. You know, as they got back in the building really yesterday morning, getting back from break, man, there was great intent. Our leaders, they've got some really good juice about them right now. I think it's flowing through the locker room and through our building, which has been really good to see. And, man, there's going to be a ton to clean up. But, again, our intent has been really good as we got back in the building yesterday morning and got on the grass today.
You got so many new faces out there coaching with the positional coaches and the guys that you've added, assistants to the assistants.
Yeah.
What's that been like, that dynamic? How have they kind of taken to you and your style, and how have you kind of seen them lead?
Yeah, it's been great. I love that both sides of the football there's some new faces, but at the end of the day, everybody's pulling the rope in the same direction. There's incredible buy-in, there's incredible alignment, and for me, that's been great. As we've gotten back, 7.5 weeks of winter training with Shad and the staff was really good. And you got to see guys get involved with their position groups, and obviously Zach with his unit defensively, and it's been good. There's been incredible buy-in. The last thing I did leaving the office last night was talk to some of the new guys that this was going to be the first time on the grass together, and just, man, you guys good. Anything that you're concerned with or anything that I need to make sure we're cleaning up, and there's been great conversation, communication, and man, everybody was ready to roll this morning.
Mario sure seems fine, after his procedure, no setbacks or anything?
No, had a really good day today. He's moving around great. Been really good to see him back fully healthy.
The quarterbacks as a whole, I mean, it's a different group this spring as it was last spring, even with Kamario, and he's grown so much. What's that group look like to you right now? You have some veterans in there. And what's been your impressions of that group? Yeah,
again, one's done a really good job getting himself ready for this morning and creating some growth in his play and decision making and things like that. There's great competition for the number 2 spot, which I love. I mean, the other 4 guys are going to get a ton of reps. We're going to cut them evenly. There's going to be a different 2 every single day until one guy starts to separate a little bit. But from, an 18-year-old true freshman that got here in January to AJ, who's been to 3 different places, is a 5th-year senior and has been through a lot and played a lot of ball. You got a wide range of guys that are going to go out there and get ready to go compete.
Coach Arnett's the guy you coached against, and now you get to coach with. How is Zach, the defensive coordinator on your staff, different than maybe the guy that you coached against?
Yeah, I like having him on my staff more than coaching against him. So he's done a great job. He's been the same guy every single day as the defense has gone through the install pieces of it and learning what his expectation is and what we're doing schematically. He's continued to put those guys in positions of success, whether it's through walkthroughs through the last 7.5 weeks and getting guys on the same page, or today and getting ready for day 1 of practice.
What's some of the biggest things that you want to see over these next few weeks to improve your football team?
Well, we do. We've got 2 things that we're going to constantly talk about over the next 5 weeks, and that's creating trust and becoming a team. With the new guys, new staff, we want to create trust both sides, and from the standpoint of them trusting each other as players, them creating trust with us from a staff standpoint, and then to me that's how you become a football team. We need that in the next 5 weeks. Again, off to a really good start. We got a ton of work to do. There'll be a ton to clean up, but those are the 2 things that we're fighting to do every day.
Are there any injuries right now to note, or guys who maybe won't be able to participate in the spring?
No, there's some postseason surgeries that we're going to continue to rehab, and guys will do the right thing and make sure we're timing that up the right way to get them back fully healthy, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Last year, one of the things that you talked about specifically was you weren't happy with the offensive line and where you were there. What are your thoughts right now this spring and what you got there, and how far do you feel like they've come?
Yeah, with where we're at today in comparison to where we've been last year, the year before, first day of practice is night and day. So without a doubt, again, it's the best that we've been from a body standpoint, from a physical standpoint, a talent standpoint in the 3 years that I've had spring ball here. We got a lot of work to do, and we got to find the right 8 to 10 that can go play winning football. But I love the 7.5 weeks they had in the winter. Day one, we'll be able to get in there and watch the tape. But I love where we're at today compared to first day of spring ball last year.
It's very interesting, too. You have, like, those guys, if that was your high school class 2 years ago, some of those guys that are redshirt freshmen, I mean, people would be thrilled. They haven't done it yet on this level, but what's your confidence level that guys like, Tyler Miller or Prudhomme and guys like that are going to be able to take that step forward?
Yeah, I do. I feel like these 15 practices, these next 5 weeks, what they had to go through, LJ, like as he was very involved in what was going on. Tyler a little different because he had the surgery last year and was out and didn't get to develop quite as much in practice the way you would like for him to as a true freshman. But two guys that are they're SEC real big time offensive linemen, and they've got a lot out in front of them, but there's a lot more to that room and that group that is going to give us a chance to be the best we've been up front, and I don't think it'll be close.
Who do you see competing for that left tackle spot?
Yeah, as you looked at it today, we had Miles McVay out there, Saquon Miles, Jakeem Shumpert's being able to swing from right and left, Isaiah Dent. So we've got the ability to have real bodies and real competition. Jalen was banged up through kind of winter workouts, but is back with us, and he's rolling and feels really good. Really good. He's another one that is going to be able to swing and go compete. So again, we didn't have that a year ago today. I think we're all very, very aware of that. So the competition piece, the bodies, the length, the size, and the strength in that room is finally where we need it to be. Now it's about getting ready to go play.
All right, so Jeff Lebby there giving you his thoughts on the first day of spring practice. This is spring practice or spring season number 3 for Jeff Lebby, and just felt a lot more confidence about him. I know a lot of people, they read what he says, they watch it, and they think it's coach speak, and he's kind of going through the motions with what he's saying. But I just got a little different vibe out of him this year. I remember the first spring practice last year when he was talking about his team, and he was very concerned about the offensive line. So, I mean, the people talk about his coach speak and things like that. When it's been something that's been pretty glaring, he hasn't been afraid to talk about it and talk about the issues that they have at that position or whatever they're doing. And so you can say what you want to about his coaching or whatever, but he's been very intentional about bringing that stuff up. He's excited about that offensive line. And that's one of the things that I really want to dig into when we get back from the break. The offensive line, should you be alarmed? Should you feel a little better about it after what Jeff Lebby said? We're going to break that down. I think that there's some conversation to be had there about Mississippi State on the line of scrimmage. So when we get back, more Mississippi State spring football practice reporting, analysis, whatever, coming your way when we get back from the break. This is Robbie Faulk. This is Talkin Dawgs, and we'll be right back here on Super Talk 100.9.
Hey there, I'm Lee Burrell with Citizens Bank in Starkville. If you're thinking about growing your business, whether it's adding equipment, expanding your space, or starting something new, I'd love to help make it happen. At the Citizens Bank, we're in your corner, working with you one-on-one to find lending options that fit you. So stop by and see me at 201 Highway 12 West in Starkville, or give me a call at 662-323-1420, or visit www.thecitizensbankphila.com. I'm Lee Burrell, your hometown commercial lender, here to help your business take the next big step. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Dream lawns need a realistic plan, and Kubota has reliable, powerful, zero-turn mowers to help you see those dreams come to life.
Plus, dealer support to help you achieve your goals. Stop by today. Right now, bring home select Kubota Z400 series for 0 down, 1.99% APR for up to 48 months. Now through March 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit H&R AgriPower, your local Kubota dealer at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus. H&R AgriPower has the power to get you more.
Fork County Electric Power Association has spent more than 85 years working to improve the quality of life of all we touch. And that's why we created the Fork County Foundation. Thanks to the generosity of Fork County member owners, the foundation has awarded more than $2.5 million to organizations that support the communities we serve. If you have a 501c3 organization that helps improve the lives of Fork County members, visit forkcounty.org and see if the Fork County Foundation can help you.
Looking for quality and convenience? Matheson Hardware and Building Supply has you covered. We deliver lumber, roofing, doors, windows, and more straight to your job site. And check out our full line of Milwaukee battery-powered tools, plus plumbing, electrical, and Valspar paints for every project. And now we're your local source for guns, ammo, and so much more. For over 100 years, Matheson Hardware has been built on a legacy of customer service you can trust. Go find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or call them today at 662-263-4583.
At Bank Okolona, consistency isn't just something we strive for. It's our way of doing business. Whether you're in Okolona or Houston, Manatee or Bruce, Tupelo or Aberdeen, you'll always find friendly faces, helpful service, and hometown values. One bank, multiple communities. Consistently here for you. Find the branch nearest you at bankokolona.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Talkin Dawgs on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk back here on SuperTalk 100.9 in the Golden Triangle, bringing you Mississippi State sports talk every single Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Thank you, folks, for tuning in for another episode. We've been going on for a little over half a year now. We've been on the radio here in SuperTalk land and in the Golden Triangle, and it's been a fun ride so far. So we're excited to keep this thing going as we move forward here. And I want to remind you guys, too, don't forget to go check out our good folks over in Matheson Hardware and Building Supply. If you're coming in from Jackson this week, if you're coming down Highway 82, you come through Winona, and then you guys know it. You come through Matheson to that four-way stop there. First of all, slow down when you're coming through there. A lot of people have been flying past me. Slow down. There are state troopers that are patrolling that spot. But secondly, if you're coming from Jackson, go ahead and hit that right and go down to downtown Matheson right there on Scott Avenue. Go see my folks over there at Matheson Hardware. Brad Huffman, Ted Dewitt, they have been doing a great job over there at Matheson Hardware and Building Supply, a place that means so much to me and a building that means so much to my family. It was a business run by my family for many, many decades. And now Brad and Ted have upgraded that facility over there. What a great hardware store that they have. They are going to do whatever it takes, going above and beyond for their customers. They now have small town rewards too. So you do business with them, they will reward you in turn. And I want to remind you guys too, they have Valspar paints, they have Milwaukee tools, they have just about everything that you need for your project. And oh yeah, they deliver too. So these people will do whatever they have to do to get your business and make sure that you have a great experience. So go check them out Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon. They are closed on Sunday, but you can also find them online at mathesonhardware.com. But I would encourage you to go visit them in person, go see them in store, and go see their smiling faces over there at Matheson Hardware. All right, so we had the first spring practice of the 2026 season. As Jeff Lebby now prepares for his third year on campus in Starkville, State fans are getting a little restless, to the point where they're just not even willing to read or listen to what Jeff Lebby has to say. And hey, I understand. I understand where you're coming from there, but I would just say that day one conversation that we had with him on Tuesday, I was really, I don't know, maybe a little surprised at how high he was on the offensive line. but it kind of reminded me of how he felt on the cornerbacks last year. That was a position group that all of us on the outside looking in, we were all pretty concerned about that group. We felt good about Kelly Jones, but he was like a backup on a staff that was not super talented, and we thought that he was going to make a big jump. I don't know if we anticipated him being one of the top 3 cornerbacks in the SEC last year as a sophomore, but that was a group that never seemed to faze Jeff Lebby. He never really talked like he was concerned about that group, and I thought that group played fairly well last year, and they were still, for the most part, kind of thin. They didn't have a ton of depth and talent there, but Kelly Jones, being what he was, really made that group go. And you got Kelly back for another season, and you've added talent to that room. You look at what they brought in out of the transfer portal. Caleb Singleton coming in from Syracuse. You brought in Quentin Taylor, who was really good at Iowa State last year as a redshirt freshman. Jamrock Grimsley, a redshirt freshman last year at Florida, played a good bit. You have some freshmen that are coming in that should be able to help you. Kyle Johnson's back for another season. The depth and the talent, I think, has increased at that cornerback position now, and you should really feel good about that group coming into 2026. You got a fourth-year player in Kelly Jones back, who has the potential now to move into that first-round draft pick area and be another great Mississippi State cornerback going to the league. We just saw Darius Slay on Monday announce his retirement. Maybe Kelly Jones can be an impactful guy like that in the NFL. I think he certainly can. 6'4", 195, they just don't grow on trees like that can run the way that he does. He's the top 3 fastest player on the team. So I think that there's a chance that group could be really, really good this year. And you're not really concerned about quarterback because you know what you got in Kamario Taylor, and you got some veteran pieces in there. Jeff Lebby talked about that on Tuesday as well, about how excited he was about that group in the battle for the number 2 spot. You got Brody McWhirter, who's in there. He's going to learn under A.J. Swan, who's a fifth-year senior that played at Vanderbilt, that played at LSU and App State. You've also got the wild card there is Jaden Rashada, a guy that was one of the top recruits in college football coming out of high school. He hasn't had the career that he's wanted, whether it be like he was going to go to Florida, he was going to play a big part at Georgia. It didn't work out. He goes to Arizona State, and he was just okay. He goes to Sacramento State, and he was injured there. You haven't seen that, but the talent is obviously there with Rashada. So you got a lot of bullets there at quarterback and some guys that are fighting for that number 2 spot if something, God forbid, happens to Kamario Taylor, but they're in a pretty decent spot there at quarterback. Love what you got at running back, I think, for the most part. Fluff Bothwell's back. He's going to be taking over as RB1, and I think he's ready for that spot. Xavier Gayton's going to have to step up and be really good. Colin Wilson's going to be right on his heels. That's going to be a really good battle there for the number 2 spot with 2 dynamic guys. And then you got the 2 freshmen that Jeff Lebby, if you go back and listen to the interview that we have on the Maroon and White Daily YouTube page, you can listen to the full interview there. He's really excited about his freshmen, J.J. Hill and Cooper Crosby, 2 in-state talents. J.J. Hill, obviously, Mr. Football in the state of Mississippi, I believe 2 years in a row. Cooper Crosby came on late in the process. He was kind of the hero of the state championship game against J.J. Hill in Tupelo, and he is a guy that I would not count out. I wouldn't count out either one of those guys, but big physical guys. Crosby's 6', 205, built like a rock. J.J. Hill's built like a boulder. He's 6', 220. So these are 2 guys, big, strong, powerful guys, dynamic in the run game. I think State's running attack has a chance to be better this year. They just need help there at the offensive line. So let's talk about that offensive line. Jeff Lebby was, his words were it was night and day difference with the offensive line compared to what they had the last 2 years coming in the spring. And again, I understand you're tired of the coach speak and all that stuff, but this time last year, Jeff Lebby was strongly chastising this offensive line group. He had no problem coming out and saying, we are not where we want to be. We don't like what we have. We have got to go to the transfer portal and get help. He was not talking like that on Tuesday. He likes the depth. He likes the talent. And, hey, we've said this before about this offensive line group. They have the potential to be a really, really good group up front. I think that they have the potential to do some big things. And, I specifically asked about, LJ Prudhomme and Tyler Miller and guys like that. I mean, you look at some of the guys that they picked up out of the transfer portal 2 years ago when these guys were in high school, Prudhomme, Tyler Miller, Mario Nash. When those guys were in high school, Jalen Matthews went to Florida State. If those four players were your high school recruiting class on the offensive line 2 years ago, this fan base would be ecstatic. That's probably going to be a top 20 signing class. That's three 4-star offensive linemen in that group. And if that's the guys that you picked up, I mean, fans are going to be going nuts. Now, they haven't really done it yet. They have not proven it, and that's what Jeff Lebby says. They're going to have to do that now. Now, Prudhomme played a good bit last year for Arkansas. That's a guy they're really high on. They expect to be in the starting lineup. They expect to do big things for them. We'll see on Tyler Miller. We'll see on Mario Nash. But from a sheer talent standpoint, from a sheer depth perspective, when you look at what they've added, they have competition there at the tackle spots and on the interior. And he had mentioned, I think, Miles McVay, the North Carolina transfer, redshirt junior, 6'6", 350. He's actually been working at left tackle, can also play right tackle. He's been battling out with Saquon Miles, who was the top junior college offensive lineman in the country 2 years ago, redshirted last year. Jakeem Shumpert also battling it out, trying to get into the starting lineup. He's a swing guy, can play left or right tackle. And then also mentioned Isaiah Dent, another guy that was a big target in the SEC and coming out of the state of Mississippi in Itawamba, played high school football with Isaac Smith. That's another guy that's been working at the tackle spot. So it's just going to be a wait and see, folks. I mean, until we actually see that offensive line in action, we can't accurately tell you what's going to happen there. But all we can go on right now is Jeff Lebby being fairly confident in that group. So we'll see how it goes. More reports coming your way as spring practice goes on. Make sure you're tuned in to Maroon and White Daily. Myself and Paul Jones. Come check us out over there today. All right, folks, we're going to take another break. When we get back, Mississippi State baseball, first SEC series of the season. We'll talk about it when we get back on Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
At Bank Okolona, consistency isn't just something we strive for. It's our way of doing business. Whether you're in Okolona or Houston, Manatee or Bruce, Tupelo or Aberdeen, you'll always find friendly faces, helpful service, and hometown values. One bank, multiple communities. Consistently here for you. Find the branch nearest you at bankokolona.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Landowners, are you ready to turn your timber into real value? At Good Hope Land and Timber, we specialize in helping landowners like you make smart, sustainable decisions. Whether you're planting a final harvest, thinning a stand, development thinning, or managing your forest long-term, our experienced team is here to guide you every step of the way. We're trained in the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and follow best management practices to protect your land and maximize your return. Call me, Jake Moody, at 601-416-6266. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Looking to complete those tough jobs and don't have the right equipment? Let H&R AgriPower in Columbus help you out. We now offer Kubota's mini excavators, track loaders, and L-Series tractors available for rent. You can also rent attachments like our cutter heads, grapples, post hole diggers, and more. Give H&R AgriPower a call for daily, weekly, and monthly rental rates. Stop by your hometown dealer today. Visit us at our new location, located at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus.
Your home is more than just where you live. It's one of your biggest financial tools. With a home equity line of credit from the Citizens Bank, you can use your home's equity to tackle renovations, consolidate debt, or cover life's bigger expenses. All with one flexible line of credit you can use as you need it. Talk with our local lenders and see how a HELOC can work for you. Call 1-800-397-0344 or visit the Citizens Bank today. The Citizens Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 525308. Some restrictions apply.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk back here on SuperTalk 100.9. Thank you for spending your Wednesday morning with me. Or, this could be later in the day, later in the week. Whenever it is, I sure appreciate you folks for always supporting us over here at SuperTalk and with Maroon and White Daily. What we had a few weeks ago, as you remember, we brought in Austin Voller and Voller Law Firm, and really excited to have them on board with us today. And Austin obviously has been in this business now for quite some time. And that's a guy that I can promise you can trust. I know him personally. I know what he's about. He's done business with myself and Brian Haydad for many years now, and I can't tell you enough about what kind of guy that he is. I mentioned it a few weeks ago how I was missing my dog, actually, and Austin, he sent me a message and said, "Hey, I think that your dog might have been on my pasture." He had saw him on a trail cam. I went and met Austin at his house, and we went around his property looking for that dog, and he was intent on finding my dog for me. Thank God my dog ended up coming up. But that's the kind of guy that Austin is. And when you're talking about you're dealing with something like injury and death or a criminal trial, this is a guy that can help you out of it. For 30 years he's been doing it over there and has been winning criminal defense cases and personal injury cases. They've collected millions of dollars for their clients, and they belong to the prestigious $1 Million Advocates Forum. When insurance or a wrongdoer won't pay for what they took from you, count on Voller's award-winning team to hold them accountable. Their lawyers have the experience, ability, and financial power to represent your cause and get the results you deserve. So put your trust in Voller Law Firm. Call them at 662-323-0083, or you can go to vollerlawfirm.com. Appreciate you, Austin. So, Mississippi State baseball. They go down to Arkansas and Fayetteville. We knew this was going to be a tough battle for Mississippi State. I predicted that they were going to win this series, but it was going to be very difficult. They had their opportunities. You look at all three games, they had a chance to win all three of them. They got the middle game, and I know people aren't happy, but you go on the road, you play a top 5 team, you first and foremost, you don't want to get swept. So you want to get that first win. You get that first win, then you got a shot there to find a way and still win on the road. Because that's what it is. When you go on the road in the SEC and you go win series, it's stealing them. Because that's just how difficult it is in this conference. State should have stole this one. I'm not going to lie. You go back to the first game on Friday night, and the Bulldogs had their chances. They out-hit Arkansas 11-7, and I thought Ryan McPherson gave you every ability to win that game. He battled on the mound. He gave up a solo home run. That was the only real big damage. I guess you could say 6 innings, 5 hits, kind of scattered them, no walks, 3 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. You go on the road and you give up 3 earned runs, 5 hits, and you strike out 8 with 0 walks and 6 innings. Everybody's taking that on Friday night. So Ryan McPherson gave you a chance in that ball game, but just did not get. He had a defensive miscue behind him, an error on Ryder Woodson, and there just wasn't enough from the Bulldog offense. That's really where the problem arose for Mississippi State. They fell behind 2-0. They tied the ball game in the 5th, and then they fell behind again by 2 runs, 4-2. Hat tip to Ryder Woodson. Drew Wires got I think, hit by pitch with 2 outs in the 9th inning, and Woodson made them pay with a 2-run home run to tie things up. But then you bring in freshman Maddox Miller, and he gives up a solo home run to end the game. State's pitching, I thought, though, was good in this game. You gave up 7 hits. Walks were not an issue. You only walked 1 batter in the entire ball game. You didn't hit anybody, so you only put 1 guy on. The pitching gave you a chance. Friday night, you give up 5 total runs. You take away the error that they had in that 1 inning. You gave up 4 runs to the home team on a Friday night. That's enough that it should win you a game. The difference was State had 11 hits in this ball game and 5 walks and a hit by pitch. So they had 17 guys get on base. So 18 guys get on base in this game. I mean, every opportunity, and they just could not come through. And one of the biggest misses was Ace Reese comes up twice in the latter innings with 2 outs, had the bases loaded 1 inning, had 2 on the other inning, and he couldn't get the big hit. But that would play a factor in Game 2 of the series. And it's a doubleheader on Saturday, beginning with a Game 1 with Tomas Valinkas on the mound for Mississippi State. And Valinkas was just phenomenal. In my opinion, the best pitched game this season by anybody. He was pitching to contact. A lot of times they couldn't make contact. He was getting swings and misses, or he was dotting his pitches for strikes, and they just could not square him up. No runs in 7 innings. It was a career high or season high in innings pitched, and also a season low in hits. Gave up 2 hits. He walked 1 batter, and I think he hit another one. So 4 guys got on base against Tomas Valinkas. Not a single inning did he allow more than 1 runner on base, and I don't think anybody got past second base either. So Valinkas was incredible. He allowed Mississippi State to build a lead, and Ace Reese is who did it offensively. Once again, he came up twice with the runners on base and 2 outs. And the first time was a 3-run home run. The second time was a 2-run double. And Ace Reese allowed them to build a 5-0 lead. And with Valinkas pitching the way that he did, Arkansas had no chance of getting in that game. They had no offensive flow. Ben Davis kind of struggled, allowed them to get some momentum late, but I thought it was good that he got out of that in the 9th inning and got a big strikeout to end things as well. And State wins that game 7-2. And quite honestly, it was dominating in every form, and they were good defensively. They had a great start from Tomas Valinkas, and their offense was really good in situational hitting. Bryce Chance, Aiden Till, and Ace Reese were fantastic at 9-1-2 in the order. And you really felt like, they'd be able to carry that, and I thought they did. They got a great start from Duke Stone for the most part. Some tough luck in Game 3 for Stone, but the offense got him out to a 3-0 lead. You had that second inning where you put together 3 hits that drove in runs. Drew Wires, Bryce Chance, and Aiden Till all had hits, and it looked like they were about to punch the starter, Colin Fisher, out of the game in that second inning. He gave up 4 hits in that inning and 3 runs, walked a batter. Well, the rest of the ball game, this guy shut Mississippi State down. He had 3 innings, the other 3 innings, I guess you could say, 3 2/3, I guess, where he was just dominant. He pitched 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. It wasn't his best game, but outside of that second inning, he was dominant. He threw over 30 pitches in that inning. The other innings, he combined to throw over 50, around 50 pitches. So, man, he was just dominant, and the bullpen destroyed Mississippi State's offense. 4 different pitchers allowed 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and struck out 5 batters over the course of the final 4 and a third or whatever it was. So State's offense went back to being a little stale. They only had 5 hits in the entire game, and the defense was not good, to be honest with you. You had a couple of mistakes in there, 2 errors in the game. The game really unraveled in the 3rd inning when Duke Stone looked like he was out of it with a strikeout after he had 2 guys in scoring position. He got a strikeout of one of the team's best hitters in Helfrich, and then they come back and the ball gets to the backstop twice and just not blocking it up behind the plate, scored 2 runs, and all of a sudden it's a 3-2 ball game. They ended up tying it in the 5th inning, and it was just all the momentum on Arkansas' side, and that 8th inning was an absolute disaster for Mississippi State there. They end up losing this game 7-3. So it's a tough one for State, but you're sitting here at this point. I understand the frustrations of the fan base. That Mississippi State, when you look at so far what they've done, and they are 16-4, and all 4 losses have been to top 12 teams, and 3 of them have been by 1 run. So you've had opportunities, and you haven't been able to take advantage of them against these teams, but I just feel like it's going to come alive at some point for this team. There's some issues in the bullpen. They've got to get roles defined. They've got to get guys they can count on in this series, but it's just not there yet. And so this week you come back home where you're 12-0 on the season, and you have Jackson State. You had them on Tuesday night. This weekend on Friday through Sunday, Vanderbilt, who's playing a little bit better. They whipped LSU over the weekend, winning the series there. This is a big series for State to get back on track. They need to flex their muscles a little bit. They need to get that confidence going, because after this, you got Southern Miss next week in the midweek, and then you go to Ole Miss. That's a huge week. You need to get 3 wins during that week. So big things ahead for the Bulldogs. We'll see if Brian O'Connor and company can get back on track this week. All right, going to take another break, and we'll be back for more Talkin Dawgs, Robbie Faulk, here on SuperTalk 100.9.
At the Citizens Bank, we're showing off our baby bump. But it's our customers who can expect a bundle of joy. That's because Sprout Savings now offers new parents an opening deposit bonus of $250 for your newborn through age 6 months. We may be biased, but we think this baby savings bump will turn out to be really smart.
See a nice round bump in your Sprout savings from the Citizens Bank in your corner. Member FDIC. Terms apply. Limited time offer.
Dream lawns need a realistic plan, and Kubota has reliable, powerful, zero-turn mowers to help you see those dreams come to life. Plus, dealer support to help you achieve your goals. Stop by today. Right now, bring home select Kubota Z400 series for 0 down, 1.99% APR for up to 48 months. Now through March 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit H&R AgriPower, your local Kubota dealer at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus. H&R AgriPower has the power to get you more.
Power up your convenience with the 4-County mobile app. Managing your electric account has never been easier. With our free mobile app, you can view your bill, balance, and account details, report outages, track restoration progress, and make secure payments online. Stay informed by scheduling alerts and reminders for important account updates. Whether you're at home or on the go, the 4-County app puts control in your hands. Download the app today and experience the power of convenience.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Looking to get the most out of your land? Trust the experts at Good Hope Land and Timber, your full-service land and timber company with years of experience in forestry and land management. From land and timber purchasing, timber management, plantation thinning, and development harvesting, our team handles it all, safely, efficiently, and sustainably. Our experienced logging force is trained to the highest standards under the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and best management practices. Call me, Jake Moody, at 601-416-6266. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk back here on SuperTalk 100.9. We're getting ready to close this thing down. It's been a great Wednesday with you guys on the radio. I've really enjoyed it. Talking some Mississippi State sports. It feels like it's flown by. We are right up against it here today as Mississippi State is preparing for a big weekend at Dudy Noble Field. They have a big series with Vanderbilt that begins on Friday night at 7 p.m. Going to be a late night over there at Dudy Noble. Games on SEC Network. and then Saturday 6 p.m., Sunday at 1 p.m. as they close things down. But big things ahead for the Bulldogs. We'll see if they're able to get back on track this week after the tough weekend that they had in Fayetteville. Big thank you to all of our sponsors for the show today. Jess Brantley, Alpha Insurance, also Matheson Hardware over there, Ted Dewitt and Brad Huffman, and Austin Voller Law as well. Our three great sponsors. They've been there with us for the all three of them for the last few weeks and kind of staggered them out. Jess started with us, and then Matheson came in, I think, about a month later, and Austin's been with us for about a month now. So really excited to have all three of those on with us and enjoying the ride as we continue this Talkin Dawgs journey with you guys. Spring practice continues on. I think they got 5 weeks of this, I believe. We talked to Jeff Lebby, and he was asked about if there was going to be a spring game, and didn't really have a firm answer. They have some things that he said that they're waiting to release as far as fan engagement. I think they're going to have probably a fan day or something like that where fans can come see the team. It kind of sounded to me like they don't plan to have a traditional spring game, but we'll see. I think a lot of teams are going away from that, to be honest with you. I mean, it's just not how it used to be. When you look back at growing up, spring games were so big. That's whenever the fans were able to see their team for the first time and kind of get an early impression of what to expect. It was kind of moving towards, teams playing other teams. That for a while was a big topic of conversation as to whether or not you would actually have other teams come to Starkville or Mississippi State go somewhere else and you challenge yourself against someone else. But this transfer portal era and NIL and things like that have kind of eliminated all that. And now teams are starting to put even less emphasis on the spring practice and the spring games and things like that. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it appears that Mississippi State is planning some kind of fan engagement for fans to come out and see the team and get a look at them, at the very least a spring scrimmage, that they'll have a chance to see the team a little bit and try to get them hyped up for the season ahead. It's a big season for Jeff Lebby. A lot of expectations. It's a team that should be his best team so far, but it's all about winning games. And at some point, Jeff Lebby's going to have to put it on the scoreboard and come away with wins. Just being close in the fourth quarter like they were last year in some games, that's good for year 2, but year 3 now, you got to win those games. You got to hold a 17-point lead against Texas. You got to go get the game-winning field goal against Florida. You got to hold off Tennessee's late comeback. That's 3 wins right there Mississippi State should have had last year. That's an 8-win football team. So I feel like a lot of people talk about Mississippi State like, they're at the bottom of the barrel, but, a few plays here and there, this team wins 8 games pushing for 9 wins last year. And I guess that's part of the issue is that you find ways to lose, and at the end of the day, you are judged on your wins or losses. So that's the big thing this season for Jeff Lebby is he's got to figure out a way to go win. Can Zach Arnett make up a lot of that ground that they had to make up with Coleman Hutzler at the reins? Because that defense the last 2 years was awful, and Zach Arnett has produced average to above average defenses every single year at Mississippi State. He's yet to have a bad defense that he's had at Mississippi State. And that's kind of where they need to be. They need to be good, just good enough to allow the offense to do their thing. So, big things ahead. All right, guys, thank you for joining us once again. We've had another great show here on Super Talk. Excited for next week as we come back and talk a little more spring practice, baseball, and maybe even some basketball transfer portal talk as that is about to heat up. Until then, appreciate you guys. This has been Robbie Faulk. This has been Talkin Dawgs, and we will catch you down the road.
You've been listening to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk.
Mississippi State with a victory here.
Listen each Wednesday at 9 a.m. on SuperTalk 100.9.
Don't you know I'm gonna make it with my friends? I promised myself I'd get by. Said I'm gonna try it with them too.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.